I am Dr. W.B. Gonole from Kamala Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are discussing the important factors which are affecting the acid hydrolysis. And also we are discussing the mechanism of acid hydrolysis of octadioid complexes. And as we know, there are 5 factors which are affecting the acid hydrolysis. And already 3 factors we have discussed. And remaining 2 factors, that is the solvating effect and the steric effect. These 2 factors and the mechanism of acid hydrolysis we are discussing in today's presentation. As we know, substitution reactions are those reactions in which the one ligand is replaced by another ligand, and acid hydrolysis are those reactions in which the water is substituted, water is replaced, show the replacement with the another ligand in the complex, which is known as the acid hydrolysis. Sometimes it is also known as aquation reaction, because water get replaced by another ligand in the complex. So also in case of base hydrolysis, when there is a replacement with the OH minus, which is known as base hydrolysis. So 2 hydrolysis are there, acid hydrolysis and base hydrolysis. So detail about the mechanism, factor affecting to the acid hydrolysis we are discussing in today's presentation. So today's topic is the reaction mechanism of transition metal complexes, and in today's part number 5 we are discussing the important factors which are affecting the acid hydrolysis, and also already 3 factors we have discussed, and remaining 2 factors, solvation effect and the steric effect, and then mechanism of acid hydrolysis we are discussing in today's part. So as we know, what is acid hydrolysis, which is also known as aquation, and this is the 4th number factor, solvation effect. Already 3 factors. First factor is the charge on the substrate, second factor is strength of the metal ligand bond, and the third factor, inductive effect of inert ligand. These 3 factors already we have discussed, and 2 remaining factors are, number 4 is a solvation effect and then steric effect. So in case of solvation effect, aquation or acid hydrolysis is taking place in the aqueous medium, and the rate of this aquation reaction of some complexes are given here. So examples of the aquation, rate of aquation here, this is complex 1 is greater than complex 2, complex 2 is greater than 3, and 3 is greater than 4. So different ligands are there. So here is ammonia and Cl ligands, here En, ethylene ammonia Cl, here diene and En is also there, so tetraene is also there. So different ligands are there depending upon. So 4 complexes are taken as an example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So solvation theory can explain the rate of this aquation reaction according to solvation theory. So as per the solvation theory, some points are there. So first point is, in aqueous medium, starting complex, intermediate, product, all are these surrounded by the water molecules. That is, they are solvated, or in other words we can say they are hydrated. So due to the second point is that due to the solvation of energy species, due to this solvation, the energy of species decreases and the stability also increases. So it depends upon the solvation. So solvation effect is an important part, and therefore due to the solvation, energy of the reacting species decreases and therefore stability increases. So this is according to the solvation theory. Third point is that more is the solvation, more is the stability. So stability depends upon the solvation. So it is the effect which is known as solvation effect. And number 4 point is the species having higher charge and smaller size get more solvated and have the more stability. So there depends on the solvation. So solvation depend upon the whether the species have high charge and smaller size, then they get more solvated, and if there is a more solvation, it is the having more stability. So these are the important 4 points on the basis of solvation theory. And now during SN1 mechanism, in case of SN1, 5 coordinated, that is square pyramidal is formed, intermediate is formed, and while during SN2 mechanism, 7 coordinated intermediates are formed. Now 5 coordinated intermediate is smaller in size and so get more solvated and therefore more stabilized. as compared to the 7 coordinated intermediate. So due to the more stability of 5 coordinate intermediate, this SN1 mechanism is more feasible as compared to SN2 mechanism. So this is one of the reason that whether it is SN1 or SN2. So in this case, SN1 is more feasible as compared to SN2. So the solvation effect also decide whether the mechanism is SN1 or SN2. And in case of solvation effect, now we have discussed 4 important example of the complexes 1, 2, 3 and 4. They undergo equation through the SN1 mechanism. So consider this equation of complex 1, which is smaller in size, and the complex number 2, which is a bigger in size. So here is shown, this is the species starting complex, and this is the intermediate 5 coordinated smallest formed intermediate form. This is the 5 only because there is a replacement of Cl, and we get intermediate, and then water get enter in the coordination sphere. So in this case, starting complex, then it loses the one ligand Cl, forming intermediate, which is the 5 coordinated, and this is smaller in size, more solvated, and therefore it is more stable. And finally we get water is substituted in the coordination sphere in place of Cl now, and we get CONH5 H2O 3 plus complex. So here product is formed. So in this way the solvation can take place or hydration can take place. So and this is the final product. So this is the important factor. We show the solvation effect and decide whether SN1 or SN2 mechanism is there, and which is more stable is decided on the basis of. So solvation effect is an important factor. Now another example is given here. This is number 1 here. In case of complex number 3 here, and here is a Cl is replaced, and now here what is forming 3 and this 2. So again here the intermediate is formed, and then water is entered in place of Cl. So what is now here in intermediate, in this case of solvation effect. So in this case it also form the 5 coordinate intermediate, and this 5 coordinate intermediate, this is the hydrated and so bigger in size, and therefore this is the intermediate 3 and 1 3 2, this is bidentate. So 5 coordinated intermediate, and this is bigger in size and therefore less solvated. This intermediate is bigger in size because En is a bigger in size, ethylene diamine, and therefore it is less solvated, and therefore it is a less stable as compared to the structure 1. This is the structure 2, complex number 2, and finally we get the product. So according to the solvation effect, we can say that the intermediate CONH5 3 plus is a smaller in size, so get more solvated, that is hydrated, and therefore more stable, while in case of second intermediate is COEN NH3 3 plus, due to En ethylene diamine, it is a bigger in size, so less solvated, and hence it is a less stable. So structure 1 and structure 2, example 1 and 2 show different solvation and different stability. Therefore we can say that a rate of equation of the complex 1 is faster. A rate of equation of structure complex 1 is faster as compared to complex 2. And similarly we can also explain the rate of equation. Equation is acid hydrolysis of the complex 3 and complex 4. So as we go from complex 1 to 4, size of their intermediate increases, so the solvation decreases, and therefore the stability also decreases, and therefore we can say that a rate of equation also decreases. This explain very good. This explain the what is the when increase in size should not cause steric hindrance. So when the generally it is when the size increases, then it causes generally the steric hindrance. But now this is the solvation effect, which is important factor, which is we have seen, and different factors are there, and so solvation, hydration, that is, and stability depend on all these important factor. So next factor is now steric effect. As we know, steric effect means if the ligands are entered one by one in the coordination sphere, so they show the steric hindrance, or the ligand is bulky, they show the steric hindrance. So what is we are discussing here now, this is the steric effect. So as the size of ligand increases, as the size of ligand or bulky ligand is there, so as the size of ligand increases, steric hindrance also increases. And this steric overcrowding around the metal favors dissociative SN1 mechanism rather than associative SN2. So steric effect shows increase of steric effect or increase of overcrowding around the metal. It favor the dissociative SN1 mechanism and not associative SN2. So in this case, more is the steric and overcrowding here is shown. One example. So yeah, the reaction can take place through the SN1, and examples are explained here. Here is a structure 1 of the complex. So this is ethylenediamine, this is another ethylenediamine, Cl, and the Cl2 Cls are there. En twice Cl. 4 ligands are here. This is bidentate ligand, this is bidentate, and these are the monodentate ligand. Now there is a replacement of one Cl and one water is added in place of that. So here Cl is replaced and water is here. So K is the stability constant. It is 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 5 per second. So this is one. And complex number 2, which is also showing here. Now in the second case, same complex is there, but here one of the carbon having CH3 group, here also one of the, so methyl substituted complex is here. So 2 methyl substituted in the complex increases the steric effect. So now here is a overcrowding of this because of the substitution of the 2 methyl group. So this also there is a replacement of one Cl and there is the addition of one water. So here is a water included, and now here this is the bulky complex because bulky ligand attached to that metal ion cobalt. So this is the example number 2, and example number 3 complex. Now both the carbon have 2 methyl, so 4 methyl, here 2 methyl, but now here 4 methyl substituted, which increases the steric effect largely. And here again now bulky ligands are here, one Cl is replaced and one water is added. So the stability is shown here 42 into 10 to the minus 5. So in this case, as the bulky ligand introduced in the ligand or complex introduced. So from this example, it is clear that as we go from complex 1 to 3, from this reaction, and from this example it is clear that when we go from complex 1 to 3, steric overcrowding increases. So rate of acquisition, therefore the rate of acquisition through the dissociative SN1 also increases. So rate of acquisition also increases. And it must be noted that if only size of ligand differ without any difference in steric environment, then rate of acquisition reaction is decided by solvent effect. If any substituent like methyl on the ligand causes steric overcrowding, then rate of acquisition reaction is decided by steric effect. So these are the two factors and not by the solvation effect. So these are the two important points. One is it is noted that if any only size of ligand differs without any difference in the steric environment, then rate of acquisition reaction decided by solvent effect. And second point is that if any substituent like methyl on ligand causes steric overcrowding, then rate of acquisition reaction is decided by steric effect and not by the solvation effect. So this is an important factor, steric effect, which is shown here. It depends upon, as we go from 1 to example, we have seen 3 example. As we go from 1 to 3, then steric crowding increases, and therefore rate of acquisition is taking place through the dissociative SN1. That is, acid hydrolysis is a dissociative SN1 and it also increases. So there are two factors. When the size of ligand differ without any difference, the solvent effect is decided, and the rate of acquisition decided by solvent effect. And second point is, any substituent like methyl on the ligand is causes steric overcrowding. In that case, the rate of equation is decided by steric effect and not by the solvation. So two effects are there, solvent and the steric effect. So these are the two important points in this steric effect. Now the mechanism of the acid hydrolysis, and it is shown how the mechanism of acid hydrolysis is taking place, which is shown here. And in case of mechanism, we have to consider when inert ligand is pi donor and mechanism is siege. Consider here, we have to consider the equation of siege, COEN twice OH Cl, and COEN twice NH3Cl as two examples. Two examples are there. For the mechanism of acid hydrolysis, we are considering mechanism of siege, and consider the two example, siege COEN twice OHCl and second COEN twice NH3Cl. Here is OH and here is NH3, and remaining complex is same. So how the mechanism is taking place, which are shown. This is structure, this is the complex one having two En and OH and Cl. Here OH and Cl. This is the inert ligand. Cl is an inert ligand, and now there is a replacement of Cl and addition of water. So acid hydrolysis is taking place and forming here. Now in place of Cl, here is a water. The rate of equation is given here 1200 into 10 to the power minus 5 per second. Another second complex is two ENs are there, one NH3 in place of OH and Cl. Again there is this is an inert ligand. There is a replacement of Cl with water, and we get this En and water is coming here in place of Cl. So here is a rate of equation 0.05 into 10 to the power minus 5 per second. So now in this from this example, we can say that complex 1 undergo faster equation than complex 2. Difference in basicities of OH minus and ammonia and different charges of the two complex are not sufficient to explain large difference in the rate of equation. This large difference in rate of equation can be explained by considering the pi bonding capacity of the OH minus. So it can be explained by using pi bonding capacity of the OH minus. In case of complex 1, first Cl ligand departs and give square planar intermediate. The OH minus has donated negative charge to cobalt metal, still it has lone pair in p orbital. Therefore, the p orbital containing lone pair of OH overlap with the empty D2sp3 hybrid orbital of metal and forms pi bond. So we can say that OH minus form the pi bond with the orbital of metal. Therefore, pi bond stabilize sp intermediate, and due to stable sp intermediate, equation reaction is faster. So the reaction is faster, and which is shown here. As we know, in case of complex 1, first Cl ligand departs to give the square planar intermediate, and the OH minus has donated negative charge to the cobalt metal, still it has lone pair of in p orbital, and therefore p orbital containing lone pair of OH minus overlap with the orbital of the metal and forming pi bond. Therefore, pi bond stabilize the intermediate. Due to stable sp intermediate, equation reaction is faster. So it is shown how the equation reaction is faster. This is the example number 1, and now there is a replacement of Cl, and this is the slow reaction. Here is the orbital overlapping is taking place. So here these two ENs are there, OH here, and here is the orbital of metal, and this is the OH. So there is overlapping. It is shown. See here the lone pair. This is the orbital of D2sp, orbital of cobalt, and the p orbital of the OH, and overlapping and forming sp intermediate stabilized by pi bonding, because Cl get removed. No Cl is there, and these two orbital overlap and forming sp intermediate, square pyramidal intermediate, stabilized by the pi bonding. So there is the formation of pi bonding. OH donate electron pair and get overlapping and forming this pi bond. After that, addition of water is taking place, and this is the first reaction. Now here H2O comes, and we get the final product. So we can say that in this case, pi bond stabilize sp intermediate. Due to stable sp intermediate, equation reaction is faster. But in case of the complex 2, intermediate cannot be stabilized by pi bonding. In case of complex 2, intermediate cannot be stabilized by pi bonding. This is because ammonia cannot form pi bonding. The ammonia is an inert ligand, has already donated the lone pair to the cobalt metal. Now ammonia is unstable to form pi bond. So sp intermediate of complex 2 is not stabilized by pi bonding. So complex 2 undergo equation slowly as compared to complex number 1. So here is also shown the example how the complex number 2, this is the lone pair of the ammonia already donated to the cobalt, and there is a replacement of one Cl and slow reaction is taking place. This is the sp intermediate and this is the orbital of cobalt. Ammonia have no any orbital which containing the lone pair to overlap with this, and not stabilized by the pi bonding. So there is no formation of pi bonding with the orbital and ammonia. So here water is added. Now water comes here and we get the final product of the complex, octahedral complex. So in this way sp intermediate is stabilized by OH minus but not stabilized by the pi bonding in case of the complex number 2 in case of sp intermediate when the ligand is ammonia. Here one important point is that for the formation of pi bond, inert ligand should have lone pair. The important point is that for the formation of pi bond, inert ligand should have lone pair and it should be siege adjacent to the leaving so that pi back bonding become possible. So inert ligand having pi bond capacity are, some examples are there. Inert ligand having pi bond capacity are OH minus, Cl minus, Br minus, like that. I minus, H2O are the pi bond capacity. They have pi, they are the pi donor, and those ligand which cannot form pi bond are ammonia, because it contains only one lone pair. It is donated to the metal and forming coordinate bond, but another forming this stabilized for sp intermediate, there is no lone pair. So ammonia cannot form the pi bond with the metal. So this is the mechanism. Acid hydrolysis we have seen in today's part. So two mechanisms are there. Here structure 1, sp intermediate stabilized by pi bonding, and therefore this is the reaction which is taking place to the SN1, and this is the second complex which is sp intermediate is not stabilized by pi bonding. So to form the stabilize the intermediate, there should be a pi bonding formation. So OH minus can form but ammonia cannot form. So here these two types of mechanism of acid hydrolysis is shown. So in today's part we have discussed some important factors. Two important factors we have discussed. One is the solvation effect and the steric effect, 4 and 5. Already we were discussed the 3 factors. So total 5 factors are there which are affecting the acid hydrolysis. And after that the mechanism, that is the mechanism of acid hydrolysis in octahedral complex. So two types of mechanism, two example we have discussed, and whether the reaction is taking place through the SN1 or SN2, that we have seen, and how the intermediate is formed in case of acid hydrolysis. So details about the acid hydrolysis, what are the factors affecting the acid hydrolysis, what is the mechanism of acid hydrolysis, we have discussed in this part.